So let's do this thing. You guys get to hear my radio voice. Ready? In 3, 2. What's going on? This is N64 Josh, and this is your daily Nintendo news that I do most days. Not every day, but we'll get there. We'll get there. One day it'll be every day. So much has happened. The Nintendo Direct dropped. I haven't even talked about that at all. But we're going to talk about that on the Nintendo Powercast, which you can find on iTunes, Podbean, and Google Play. That is a podcast where me and my good buddy Brian, a.k.a. Destinaut, TLC, because he's always bringing Nintendo love and care, talk about Nintendo stuff. And we do that show live on twitch.tv/The Loot Cave at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if you can't make it, it's cool. We understand it's late. You can check it out on iTunes and whatnot, like I said. So, as far as today's news, or even some of yesterday's news, first thing I want to talk about, this is coming from Time Magazine. Let's look at this. Nope, that's not Time. I thought I had it opened. Maybe I didn't. Let's open it now. Here we go. Time. The Switch is Nintendo's fastest selling system in history. Let's read a little bit here. It says that is a figure
Is going on here.
to pay some heed. 906,000 units. That's crazy. That is crazy. Really glad to see that those numbers are doing so hot. This is probably making noise that I can't hear. You guys probably can. So I'm sorry that you had to listen to the HBO ad. But this is really good for Nintendo. This is good. And I think, again, this is just my opinion, but we're already seeing some third-party support coming its way. I think this has something to do with it. And I'm fingers crossed, I'm hoping E3 shows us a lot more third-party support. Even if it's just brief little announcements like, hey, you're going to see Battlefront on the Switch or, whatever. I'm hoping these numbers are going to be an indicator of that. At the same time, the one thing I am thinking about is that the hardcore right now, the Nintendo fans, are trying to get a hold of these things. We're buying. I already have 2. I have one. My son has one. So the Nintendo hardcore are picking these things up. The real test, to see how this thing's doing is in, 2-3 months. If they're still not on the shelves, just like the Wii, then we know Nintendo's got a win here. So it's already looking good. I don't want to sound like a Debbie Downer or anything like that. Things are looking good. I'm glad to see these things flying off the shelves because it's going to mean more games for us, and that is a good thing. So, moving right along, here we go. UK retailer exploits NES Classic demand by asking more than 3 times the retail price. Now, most of you guys probably know that the NES Classic has been discontinued, which is really a bummer because it's just a really cool little piece of Nintendo history, really. The thing that's the most frustrating thing to me, because I was able to find one, is trying to find a second controller that matches. Because I don't know about you guys, but right now I have like this off-brand white controller with black buttons. It's killing me inside. Part of me dies every time I look inside my little case for this thing. But here's this retailer charging £190 for this thing. What? I don't know. Hey, they want to make their money, I guess. But when we found one of these things and Henny from the chat saying, yeah, this sucks. It does suck. When we found ours at GameStop, it was the only one there. My wife happened to look up and say, is that for sale? And the guy's like, yeah. And he sold it to her. This was just like 2 weeks ago. Like, we were so pumped. And then you go on Amazon, you go on Walmart.com, anywhere, and that's the kind of prices you see. Now they're even higher. Now they're into the $200 to $300, $400, $500 if you get on eBay. And so to see a retailer doing this really is it's not cool. It's not cool. And yeah, Destinat, that's definitely a talking point that we are going to get into tomorrow night. But he typed in the chat and he said Nintendo sold the Classic to hype the Switch. Switch is out, no need for the Classic anymore. The other interesting thing is the verbiage that they gave to IGN, and I have the link open here, but it's just to a video. So there's oh no, it isn't. I thought it was. So here's exactly what they said. Throughout April, Nintendo of America territories will receive the last shipments of Nintendo Entertainment System NES Classic Edition systems for this year. We encourage anyone interested in obtaining the system to check with retail outlets regarding availability. We understand that it has been difficult for many consumers to find a system. For that, we apologize. We've paid close attention to the consumer feedback, and we greatly appreciate the incredible level of consumer interest and support for this product. So the one thing that I want to point out there is that it says NES Classic Edition system for this year. Are we going to see another iteration of this thing? What do you guys think of this? And again, let's Destinat, take a mental note because we can talk about this tomorrow. What if they released another one of these things that actually was Wi-Fi compatible and you could access the virtual console on this thing? Just the NES Virtual Console. Would that be something cool? Would that be a good idea? Or does it, again, just get in the way of the Switch, which we want to see just kind of go balls to the walls and don't have anything hindering that? Because that would make sense. Game Freak from the chat here says that they need manufacturers to rush to make Switch instead of NES Classic, and that's true. I'm not sure if they're in the same warehouse. I have the same manufacturing building, or whatever, factories, but who knows? So if you didn't get one, keep trying. There's a number of different websites that you can sign up to get alerts when they come in stock. I had a buddy tweet at me this weekend and say, here's how I found it. And he threw a link at me. If I can find it, I'll throw it down in the description in YouTube so you guys can check it out. But it's something that basically tells you all of the targets in your area if they have this, if it's in their inventory or not. So, good luck. Good luck. Hopefully you can get one if you want one. It is a bummer that they were so short-lived. And from my understanding, they actually put out more than they intended to. So, and that's just from listening to the Nintendo voice chat this morning that I heard that. So, it is a bummer, but you still have a chance. So, good luck. Good luck. Moving right along. Actually, I want to see if I can find this picture here. Where is my... I'm just going to move this over. Let's go like this. 1 second, guys. I'm going to move my whole, oh no, I got to go like this. And we'll move this over. So look at this thing. This is just a mock-up. It's probably, It's probably just from Reddit. I don't know where it originated. I tried to find out and couldn't find out. But it's kind of cool. And basically what it is the Nintendo Switch Mini. Again, it's completely fake. But if they went this route and made a more durable system for like kids, stuff that a system that's not quite as fragile. And when I say fragile, I mean, I would have a really hard time giving my Switch to like a 4-year-old and putting it in their hands, to just on Sunday I played snipper clips with my niece who's 4. I put a Joy-Con in her hand. It was no big deal. She actually did really well. We did the dojo. She loved it. But I wouldn't mind putting a system like this that looks like a nice solid piece of plastic that, could probably handle a few drops, and maybe it has like a little extra protection on the screen, that kind of stuff. And we're not splitting the developers between two systems. We're only we're putting Switch games in two different places. So I think this would be a good idea for kids. You know, the price point, again, this is all just like, it's just a mock-up. It's just it's just for fun. But sub $200 price point, I think that'd be good. Smaller display, adding the D-pad would be cool. It says no dock included, but you know, I think a dock would be all right for this. Obviously the Joy-Cons wouldn't be, they would be just attached to this thing. Oh, I see. No dock included, but compatible with dock and compatible with Joy-Con. So yeah, that would be the way to go. And really not having to have to separate the developers, but being able to make the same game for two systems. I think this is I think it'd be cool. So again, it's all speculation, but kind of cool nonetheless. I think this will be the last thing I want to touch on. There's a few things. Mario Kart 8 is out in the world now. Early copies have gone out. Review copies have gone out. One of the things that's really kind of cool is here's a tweet from Andre Segers, and it's basically you can switch your cart in the while you're in the lobby. And that was something you couldn't do before. So if you wanted to, you know, switch your character, switch your cart, you had to exit all the way out, pick the character in the cart you wanted, and then start searching for a game again. No more. You won't have to do that any longer. You'll be able to just select your cart and the character that you want, which is really, really nice. The other thing worth noting is there's already a lot of graphical comparisons going out between the Switch and the Wii U. And the Switch is looking a little crisper, which is good. It should. A few other things. If you go, I'm on GoNintendo.com. They've got a ton of coverage of Mario Kart 8 now. They've got lots of videos going out. They've also got lots of coverage on Street Fighter 2 or Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challengers. Does that really mean it's going to be the last Street Fighter 2? Really? I don't think so. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you think this will be the last Street Fighter. I don't think Street Fighter 2 will ever die. It will go on forever. But yeah, so we got lots of battle modes going on in Mario Kart 8. They're, you know, one of the articles, I just saw the headline real quick, was like, it's back, you know. So people are stoked. It's looking like a lot of fun. I haven't even had a chance to watch some of these videos yet. I'm excited to jump into them. We're going to talk about this stuff at extent during the Nintendo Powercast tomorrow night. Come hang out with us on Tuesday nights, twitch.tv/thelootcave. Guys, if you're enjoying these videos, please hit me with a like. Let me know in the comments what you think, what could make them better. I'd really appreciate it. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at N64Josh, and I am doing a giveaway of 2 copies of Mario Kart. We got about 2 weeks left before the giveaway ends, so just look at the pinned tweet on my Twitter profile at N64Josh, and you'll see that. So thank you so much for watching. If you guys are in here in the chat with me hanging out, I really, really appreciate you. And he just said they'll need a Street Fighter 2 Assisted Living Edition. It's not a joke. It's not a joke. That will end up being the case. So if you guys are in here with me live, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. And we'll see you in the next video.